everything with you? How's everything with the Roots, and how's everything in Philly?
Oh, we are all very good. We started our third season of Late Night with Jimmy Fallon today, and everything's great.
Yeah, that's a good look, man. That is a fantastic gig, so keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
but
you.
You know something else that's a good look?
Yes.
One of my all-time favorite TV shows, Soul Train. So I want to find out from you, what's one of your earliest memories of that fantastic, terrific, funky show?
So many. I'll say that, the highlight of seeing Michael Jackson debut the robot when they did Dancing Machine back in '73, that was a great thing to see. There's also a lighthearted moment in which not many people know about, but because Don Cornelius and Marvin would often talk trash to each other about their ball game, when Marvin came on the show in 1977, Don cleared out the entire studio and had a half-court set up, and him and Don played one-on-one basketball with each other on the show.
Wow, who won the game, Marvin Gaye or Don Cornelius?
I'll say that Don let Marvin win at being a good sport.
He was always politically correct. That's how he was able to pull off this incredible show.
Exactly. I don't think it would look right, with Don Cornelius busting Marvin's behind on his own show. So.
All right, cool. So I want to ask you, what impact did the show have on you as a young kid who had ambitions of becoming a musician?
Soul Train was one of the few shows that my parents let me watch freely. And it was also the show that I got to see the artists that were in my father's sort of like 5,000 plus record collection on the screen. A lot of underground, under the radar groups that, you wouldn't see on national television, like Mandrell or Graham Central Station, or even DJ Rogers. Like a lot of those underground acts, they got their start and their exposure on Soul Train. Not to mention even the well-established acts like the Isley Brothers, the Jackson 5, James Brown, Stevie Wonder, Sly and the Family Stone. They all made their way onto the show as well.
Now, did you actually really tape every show, or is that sort of an urban legend that's been floating around out there?
It is not an urban legend. People think like I must have been born in the late '80s or something, but no, I'm near 40, so I remember watching the show when I was a kid from the age of 3 on, and then once I got older enough and once I started traveling the world, I've discovered that the show was so powerful that they've had episodes over in China, over in Japan, and parts of Europe, and I would meet collectors, and and this is back when I thought I'd never see this DVD even come to light, so I just had to have it. So, one dealer in Japan sold me, I think, 100 episodes for quite a hefty sum, a 4-figure sum. But,
wow, but you got them, and that's outstanding. That
it was so worth it. Oh yeah, it was so
that's
worth
even
it.
better than it. It's cool that it's on DVD, but getting the episodes the hard way, it's something to be said about that and your love for the TV show.
Oh yeah, even now that I kind of know the people that own the show, like I still watch my tapes. Like that feels more precious than watching the episodes they send me.
Right.
Not that I don't want them to stop sending me episodes, of course.
No, I got you. Now, how many times have the Roots actually performed on Soul Train?
The Roots performed on Soul Train once. I performed on Soul Train twice. I was with Common during the time period where I produced his Like Water for Chocolate album.
Okay.
And Macy Gray was also on the show doing the song with us in Common. And at the last minute, we huddled, and she said, "Hey, let's all switch instruments." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, we're lip singing this one, so let's switch instruments." So instead of playing drums, I was the DJ, and the guitar player was the drummer, and the DJ was the trumpet player, and it was hilarious.
What was the experience like? Because you were such a fan of the show, when you actually got a chance to be on the show, what was that? What was the atmosphere like? How did you feel? What was the whole environment like?
Both times were surreal. The first time, I went down a little bit early just to see what it was like, and I went down maybe 15 minutes before we went on, and I think that's when the thong song was really, really big with, what's his name from Drew Hill?
Cisco.
Cisco. I was about to say CeeLo. Cisco. Yes, CeeLo performing this thong song. Okay. Yeah, watching Cisco perform the thong song, and everyone was so distracted with this performance that I saw the Soul Train scramble board in the corner, and because the word was Quincy Jones on the board, I actually snuck over there and I stole the letter Q for me. And I'll say that the second time when we performed with Common, California experienced a very small, like, I'll say a 4.7 earthquake as we were performing, so we had to stop for a little bit and go outside and wait. So it was weird having my first earthquake experience on Soul Train on the stage.
That is pretty surreal. Now,
Yeah.
I've seen you perform live at least a dozen times. I've seen you on television 100 times.
Yeah.
I've never seen you dance, but I want to find out, what's your favorite dance from the Soul Train show?
I will say that, you know, from the day that he debuted the robot in 1973, you know, everyone talks about the magic moment when Mike did the moonwalk in 1983 on Motown 25.
Right.
But for me to be a 2- and a 3-year-old, to see him do the robot on Dancing Machine, that was just as magical as watching him do the moonwalk. Like, Soul Train was very influential on Michael Jackson's creative dancing. You know, Jeffrey Daniels, a regular on the show, is the one that taught him how to do the moonwalk.
Wow, never knew that. That's Jeffrey Daniels, who was part of Shalimar.
Of Shalimar, exactly. Like, Jeffrey Daniels went out to his house, taught him how to do the moonwalk a week before he did it on Motown 25.